G20 अध्यक्षता ग्रहण करने भारत ପାଇଁ एक ऐतिहासिक मुहूर्त बोली कहिसंती प्रधानमंत्री प्रमुख सचिव प्रमोद कुमार मिश्र। G20 अध्यक्षता को नहीं आयोजित विश्वविद्यालय जनसंपर्क कार्यक्रम को श्री मिश्र संबोधित करिसंती। से कहिसंती जे G20 अध्यक्षता समय रे भारतर सम्मान और समृद्धि को प्रदर्शित करने आम समस्तक दायित्व। देशर 56टी स्थान रे G20 बैठक आयोजन करा जिवो। यह द्वारा कार्यक्रम सर्वभारतीय स्वरूप वास्तव में प्रदर्शित हेबो। भारतर अध्यक्षतार प्रत्येक राज्य केन्द्रशासित प्रदेश एवं नागरिक माने जणे जणे अंशीदार बोली श्री मिश्र कहिसंती।
The real asset of our nation is its people. G20 related activities during our presidency therefore rightly focuses on this partnership. Holding the meetings at 56 different locations in the country will ensure that the pan-India nature of event is truly showcased. Every state government, every union territory, and every citizen is a stakeholder in the process of India's presidency. For facilitating active participation, a number of interesting activities such as Model G20, G20 branding in festivals, selfie contest with monuments in different parts of the country, especially lighted with G20 logo, poetry and quiz competition are being organized by the G20 Secretariat. You should participate in the activities of your choice and make it truly a people's G20, making full use of this rare opportunity.
विश्वविद्यालय छात्र छात्री को उद्बोधन दे प्रधानमंत्री प्रमुख सचिव कहिथिले जे विविधता भारतर अभिनव वैशिष्ट्य। विश्व सम्मुख रे भारतर श्रेष्ठ परंपरा को प्रदर्शित करने लगी आमको एक सुजोग मिली। भारत माटी रे विश्वर सर्वबृहत बहुराष्ट्रीय कार्यक्रम आयोजित होगाकू जाउछि। G20 अध्यक्षता समय रे भारत निज विविधता मध्य एकतार वैशिष्ट्य को सारा विश्व सम्मुख रे उपस्थापन करिवो। एही अवसर रे विश्वविद्यालय भली शिक्षानुष्ठान गुड़िक सेमानक छात्र छात्री को स्थानीय इतिहास, गुरुत्वपूर्ण स्थान, प्राचीन कला एवं अन्यान्य सांस्कृतिक परंपरा संपर्क रे शिक्षा देवा उचित।
G20 presidency is an opportunity to present the diversity that India to the outside world. Universities can train students about local history and important landmarks, art forms, and other cultural traditions of their area. Such students can then be a part of organizing meetings and in guiding foreign delegates. G20 Secretariat and the Department of Higher Education can consider identifying partner universities for different locations. I am sure the 75 universities which have been already identified, some of them could play a role in these activities. Apart from places of historical, economic, and cultural importance, there could be immersive experiences like nature walks, village visits, visits to weekly and local markets. You can further leverage your creativity to create informational videos in English and other G20 languages as well. The website can upload photos of the visits and testimonials by G20 delegates. Universities can select bright students and train them in being reporters of sessions. Those universities having foreign language departments may be particularly useful for providing translation-related activities. Such a pool of translators and reporters may be provided further training by the G20 Secretariat and used during various meeting sessions. This will also become a human resource pool for such future global events that we may host in the future.
ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ବିଶ୍ୱବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟର ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀମାନେ ବିଦେଶୀ ପ୍ରତିନିଧିଙ୍କ ମାର୍ଗଦର୍ଶନ ସହିତ ବୈଠକ ଆୟୋଜନରେ ସହାୟତା କରିପାରିବେ। ସ୍ଥାନୀୟ ଐତିହ୍ୟସ୍ଥଳୀ, ଆର୍ଥିକ ଏବଂ ସାଂସ୍କୃତିକ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ବହନ କରୁଥିବା ସ୍ଥାନ, ପ୍ରାକୃତିକ ଓ ଗ୍ରାମ୍ୟ ପରିବେଶ ସମ୍ପର୍କରେ ବିଦେଶୀ ପ୍ରତିନିଧିଙ୍କୁ ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀମାନେ ସୂଚନା ଦେଇପାରିବେ। ସେମାନେ ମଧ୍ୟ ସ୍ଥାନୀୟ ବଜାର ଓ ସାପ୍ତାହିକ ଗସ୍ତରେ G-20 ରାଷ୍ଟ୍ରର ପ୍ରତିନିଧିମାନଙ୍କୁ ସହାୟତା କରିପାରିବେ। G-20 ଆୟୋଜନରେ ସହାୟତା ପାଇଁ ବିଶ୍ୱବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟମାନେ ପ୍ରତିଭାବାନ ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀଙ୍କୁ ଚୟନ କରି ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରଶିକ୍ଷଣ ଦେବା ଉଚିତ ବୋଲି ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର ପରାମର୍ଶ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି।
The G-20 meetings will be a unique opportunity to learn from the different countries' experiences. Short discussions, lectures and workshops with speakers from G-20 countries and local experts can be considered. Topics may be related to the theme of the meeting proposed in that location. For example, a location where meetings on digital economy is being planned can organize sessions on importance of digital economy for India and for the world in the next 25 years. Cultural shows may be organized by students during these programs. An online monthly journal containing research articles on G-20 themes may be brought out by the UGC with focus on how India can play a leading role in these areas in the coming years. As other speakers have noted, this is a good opportunity to see the world and experience in its charms without moving out of your homes. Because when so many people, so many delegates, high-level functionaries from different countries come, it gives all of us an opportunity to experience their culture, their ideas, their many perceptions, and what they feel and what they do. This can give an opportunity about them even if we don't go outside the country. Each G-20 representative brings his culture along with him. Our students should imbibe the most each of them can offer, and in return show to the delegates a slice of India's rich culture. Being the torch bearers of our rich heritage and culture, you are indeed India's cultural ambassadors. People from different parts of the world will get a chance to visit your states. I urge all of you to take the initiative to showcase the rich cultural mosaic of various developments of your respective states. I am confident that your interaction with the delegates will be the start of a long-term connect and relationship with the people of G-20 countries. I have described a large number of activities, many of which all of you might have already taken up or might be taking up or might consider undertaking, which can help us building a new future. To conclude, I recall the words of Gandhiji, who said, "I want the cultures of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible, but I refuse to be blown off my feet by any."
କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମକୁ ସମ୍ବୋଧିତ କରି ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀଙ୍କ ପ୍ରମୁଖ ସଚିବ ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱ ଏବେ ଜଟିଳ ସମୟ ଦେଇ ଗତି କରୁଛି। G-20 ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷତା ବୈଶ୍ୱିକ ସମସ୍ୟାର ସମାଧାନ ଲାଗି ଏକ ସୁଯୋଗ ଆଣିଛି। ଏହା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ଭାରତ ବିଶ୍ୱର ସମସ୍ୟା ସମାଧାନ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ନେତୃତ୍ୱ ନେଇପାରିବ। ବିଶ୍ୱସ୍ତରରେ ସ୍ୱଚ୍ଛ ଇନ୍ଧନ ଉତ୍ସ ଆପଣାଇବା ଦିଗରେ ପ୍ରୟାସ କରାଯାଉଛି। ଭାରତ ଏଥିରେ ନେତୃତ୍ୱ ଭୂମିକା ଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଛି। ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀଙ୍କ ନେତୃତ୍ୱରେ ଭାରତ ଏକ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟ ଏକ ଜଗତ ଏକ ଗ୍ରିଡ୍ ଏବଂ ଆନ୍ତର୍ଜାତିକ ସୌର ମେଣ୍ଟ ଭଳି ପ୍ରୟାସ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିଛି। ଅଣଜୀବାଶ୍ମ ଇନ୍ଧନରୁ 50% ବିଦ୍ୟୁତ୍ ଶକ୍ତି ଉତ୍ପାଦନ ଲାଗି ନିଜର ଘରୋଇ ପ୍ରତିବଦ୍ଧତାକୁ ପୂରଣ କରିବା ଦିଗରେ ଭାରତ ଅଗ୍ରସର ହେଉଛି। ଆଗାମୀ ଦିନରେ ଭାରତ ଏହି କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱର ମାର୍ଗଦର୍ଶନ କରିବ।
The 1st of December 2022 is a watershed moment for India and her 1.41 billion citizens. India gets a glorious opportunity to host the largest multilateral event on its soil. India assumes the G-20 presidency from today. This is a great honor as well as a great responsibility for all of us, because this occasion is coming to us in the Amrit Kal of our independence. Today, India's G20 officially begins with the University Connect program, wherein we would engage the youth of India, those who would lead India from the front in the years to come. As part of G20 process, people from diverse strata and occupation will also participate in different meeting formats. India's G20 is not merely a diplomatic meeting, it is a great opportunity for India and for every Indian. Our Prime Minister has said, I quote, "Today there is an unprecedented curiosity in the world to know and understand India. Today India is being studied in a new light. Our current successes are being assessed and unprecedented hopes are being expressed about our future." I unquote. He continued, I quote, "In such an atmosphere, it is the responsibility of citizens to go beyond these expectations and acquaint the world with India's capabilities, philosophy, social and intellectual strength." Unquote.
ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତାର ଅମୃତ କାଳ ସମୟରେ ଭାରତକୁ G20 ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷତା ମିଳିଛି ବୋଲି ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀଙ୍କ ପ୍ରମୁଖ ସଚିବ କହିଥିଲେ। ସେ କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତାର 100 ବର୍ଷ ପୂର୍ତ୍ତି ବେଳକୁ ଦେଶକୁ ଆତ୍ମନିର୍ଭର କରିବା ଲାଗି ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ଶ୍ରୀ ନରେନ୍ଦ୍ର ମୋଦି ଆହ୍ୱାନ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। G20କୁ ନେଇ ଆୟୋଜିତ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟକ୍ରମରେ ଭାରତର ଅତିଥି ଦେବ ଭବ ପରମ୍ପରା ପ୍ରତିଫଳିତ ହେବା ଉଚିତ ବୋଲି ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର କହିଥିଲେ। ସେ ଆହୁରି କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ଭବିଷ୍ୟତ ପାଇଁ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କରିବା ଉପରେ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଆରୋପ କରିଛନ୍ତି, କିନ୍ତୁ ସେ ଆମ ସଂସ୍କୃତି ଓ ପରମ୍ପରାରୁ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଆହରଣ କରିବା ଲାଗି ପରାମର୍ଶ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି। ମିଳିତ ଜାତିସଂଘ ମହାସଚିବଙ୍କ ଉପସ୍ଥିତିରେ ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀ ମିଶନ ଲାଇଫ୍ର ବାର୍ତ୍ତା ଦେଇଥିଲେ। ପରିବେଶ ଅନୁକୂଳ ଜୀବନଶୈଳୀ ପାଇଁ ସେ ଆହ୍ୱାନ ଦେଇଥିଲେ। G20 ଅଧ୍ୟକ୍ଷତା ସମୟରେ ଭାରତ ସାରା ବିଶ୍ୱକୁ ମିଶନ ଲାଇଫ୍ର ମନ୍ତ୍ରରେ ଦୀକ୍ଷିତ କରିପାରିବ ବୋଲି ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର କହିଛନ୍ତି।
Our Prime Minister's vision is that the G20 should not be limited to certain meetings, but it should be based on the participation, enthusiasm and activities of all citizens, and particularly the youth and the intellectuals. It is also our responsibility to showcase in the most rightful ways befitting her stature and glory. India has as much uniqueness as it has diversity. We have a responsibility to bring out the best traditions of India before the world. The event has to showcase a glimpse of our tradition of Atithi Devo Bhava. As you are aware, our Prime Minister has stressed the importance of forward-looking actions, but with firm roots in the Indian culture. You must be aware that in October of this year, Mission Lifestyle for Environment, known as LIFE, L-I-F-E mission, was launched in the presence of the UN Secretary General. This LIFE mission is one such mantra we have given to the world. The concept of pro-planet people and the focus on individual behaviors is derived from our ethos of living close to the nature, taking from Mother Nature to satisfy our need and not our greed. The main focus of life is to go beyond what we are talking about in the realm of environment and in the realm of climate change. The idea is how the lifestyle, the behavior can change, which can contribute to addressing the problems and challenges of climate change. These are challenging times, but there are opportunities as well. India has taken lead in the global sphere to spearhead the transition towards cleaner sources of energy. Our global initiative, such as One Sun, One World, One Grid, and International Solar Alliance, have complemented our domestic commitment for achieving 50% of installed electricity capacity through non-fossil fuels. We also have initiated the CDRI, the Coalition for Disaster-Resistant Infrastructure, which is a very great milestone in our efforts to make all the infrastructure disaster-resistant. And a number of countries have joined. If a country such as ours shows the way, then the world will have to follow.
से आहुरी कहिथिले जे भारत यूपीआई भली डिजिटल अर्थ देणनेण व्यवस्था आरंभ करिछि। भारतीय समाधान किभଳି भावे विश्व को सहायता करि परिबो यूपीआई ताहार एक उदाहरण। डिजिटल विभाजन दूरेइबारे भारत सफल होइछि। विश्व स्तर रे रहिथिबा डिजिटल विभाजन दूर करिबा निमंते अन्य राष्ट्र माने आम देश ठारू शिक्षा लाभ करि परिबे बोली श्री मिश्र कहिथिले।
The Unified Payment Interface, known as UPI, which all of you must have heard, pioneered by India, is another example of how Indian solutions have the potential to come to the aid of the world. In 2021, the UPI transaction value has been more than 800 billion, indicating the growth rate of 97% for 2000 compared to the earlier year. Similarly, 40% of the world's real-time payment transactions took place through UPI. Similarly, 460 million new bank accounts were opened on the basis of digital identity. This UPI is possibly one of the most important milestone in the world globally, and it might change the face of digital payment not only in India but in other countries, and in the G-20 this can be showcased to the world, particularly the developing world and even the developed world. Our evolving experience with bridging the domestic digital divide can provide valid lessons to the international community to bridge the global digital divide. Because when we talk about digitization, when we talk about all the improvement, and which we have seen during the COVID years, there were a lot of efforts to digitize, to interact virtually, to teach through virtual means and so on. But one thing also we found that those who had less access to digitization or internet were disadvantaged. So how to bridge this digital divide is a challenge for us for the coming years.
भारत रे स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम दिनकु दिन विस्तार लाभ करुछि। भारतीय युवपीढ़ी ए क्षेत्र रे ढेर आगकु जाई पारिछंती। फिनटेक क्षेत्र रे अमेरिका और चीन परे भारत तृतीय स्थान हासिल करिछि बोली प्रधानमंत्री प्रमुख सचिव कहिथिले।
As Mr. Amitabh Kant mentioned, the vibrant startup ecosystem in the country is evidence that sky is the limit as far as the youth are concerned. India is currently ranked, as you rightly mentioned, third globally in fintech strength after USA and China. As of October 2022, India has had more than 8,000 recognized startups spread across 660 districts, means all over the country. We have the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and with 107 unicorns, we have the third largest unicorn nation in the world. Dear students, these are but glimpses of the entrepreneurial capacities of our people, especially the youth.
ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର କହିଥିଲେ ଯେ ପ୍ରଧାନମନ୍ତ୍ରୀଙ୍କ ନେତୃତ୍ୱରେ ଭାରତୀୟ ଯୁବପିଢ଼ିଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଅନୁକୂଳ ନୀତି ପ୍ରଣୟନ କରୁଛି। ଜାତୀୟ ଶିକ୍ଷାନୀତି 2020 ଦେଶରେ ଏକ ସାମଗ୍ରିକ ଏବଂ ଭବିଷ୍ୟୋନ୍ମୁଖୀ ଶିକ୍ଷା ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠା କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କରୁଛି। ଦେଶରେ ସୁଲଭତା, ସମାନତା, ଗୁଣବତ୍ତା ଏବଂ ଉତ୍ତରଦାୟିତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଶିକ୍ଷା ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ପ୍ରତିଷ୍ଠା ଲାଗି ଜାତୀୟ ଶିକ୍ଷାନୀତିରେ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଆରୋପ କରାଯାଇଛି ବୋଲି ଶ୍ରୀ ମିଶ୍ର କହିଛନ୍ତି।
Under our Prime Minister's leadership, we have continuously molded our policies to suit our genius of our youth. India's national education policy, as Secretary Higher Education just elaborated, our National Education Policy 2020 is a holistic and futuristic policy based on foundational principles of access, equality, quality, affordability, and accountability. It aims to build the creative potential of every student in sync with the requirement of the 21st century. Whether it is reform aimed at skilling, reskilling, and upskilling of our people, or reaching out clean fuel to people under Ujjwala program, or providing health support under the Ayushman Bharat or Mudra Yojana for funding small entrepreneurship, or our vaccine Maitri to reach the COVID-19 vaccine not only to the last person in the country, but also to other countries' need. The intent always is to reach the benefit to the last person in the country and in other countries as well.